The diary was caked in mud, its leather cover cracked and peeling, as if it had been buried beneath years of regret. Clara found it in the attic of her late grandmother's farmhouse, tucked inside a rotting wooden box, the kind that held secrets too heavy to carry. Her fingers trembled as she brushed off the dirt, revealing faint gold lettering, "Love Diary." The words felt like a forbidden invitation, pulling her into a story that would unravel her heart and rebuild it anew. Clara was 31, a burned-out graphic designer from Chicago, who had fled to her grandmother's rural Ohio home after a brutal breakup. Her ex, Ryan, had cheated with her best friend, leaving Clara questioning her worth, her choices, and whether love was just a cruel game. The farmhouse, with its creaking floors and dusty curtains, was supposed to be her escape, a place to heal. But the diary changed everything. That night, under the flicker of a single lamp, Clara opened it, her breath catching at the first line. "My love was dirty, not because it was wrong, but because the world told us it was." It was written by her grandmother, Evelyn, in 1962. Evelyn's story poured from the pages, vivid and raw. In 1962, she was 22, a black seamstress in a small, segregated Ohio town, with dreams of opening her own dress shop. She fell in love with James, a white carpenter who worked at the local mill. Their love was a quiet rebellion, stolen glances in the market, secret meetings in the woods, and whispered promises under starlit skies. But their world was unforgiving. Evelyn wrote of the fear that gripped her heart when they held hands in the shadows, knowing a single witness could spark violence. Clara felt Evelyn's words like a punch, her own pain echoing in her grandmother's struggles. How could love, so pure, be so dangerous? The first challenge Evelyn and James faced was secrecy. They couldn't be seen together, not in a town where prejudice was law. Evelyn described the ache of passing James on the street, pretending he was a stranger, her heart screaming his name. They carved their initials into a hidden oak tree, a silent vow, but even that felt like tempting fate. Clara, reading this, thought of her own secrecy, hiding her pain from friends, smiling through tears to seem okay. She realized how shame could cage even the bravest hearts. The second challenge was betrayal. Evelyn's brother, Thomas, discovered their relationship and, fearing for her safety, told their father. Her father, a proud but weary man, forbade her from seeing James, warning that their love would burn the family down. Evelyn's diary trembled with her anguish. How do you choose between love and blood? James faced his own betrayal when his co-workers at the mill grew suspicious, taunting him, threatening to expose him. The couple's world shrank, their safe spaces vanishing. Clara related to this betrayal deeply. Ryan's affair had shattered her trust, and like Evelyn, she felt torn between holding on and letting go. The third challenge was sacrifice. Evelyn and James planned to run away to Chicago, where they hoped to start fresh. But the night before their escape, a fire broke out at the mill, arson, rumored to be a warning to James. His younger brother, injured in the blaze, needed care, tying James to the town. Evelyn, meanwhile, faced her own cost. Her father threatened to disown her, and her dream of a dress shop would die if she left. The diary's pages grew tear-stained here, Evelyn's words jagged. Love asks too much sometimes. It asks for your whole soul. Clara wept, thinking of her own sacrifices, staying in a toxic relationship too long, losing herself to please Ryan. She saw how love could demand everything, yet give nothing back. As Clara read deeper, the diary revealed Evelyn's resilience. She and James found small ways to fight back. Evelyn sewed secret messages into dresses for black women in town, spreading hope. James built furniture for families in need, quietly defying his bigoted co-workers. Their love, though battered, grew stronger in its defiance. Clara, inspired, began to journal her own thoughts, writing through her pain, finding strength in her grandmother's courage. She started sketching again, her art flowing with new purpose, reflecting the raw beauty of survival. The diary's final challenge was loss. In 1964, James was attacked by a group of men from the mill, beaten 4 crossing lines. He survived but was forced to leave town, his family's safety at stake. Evelyn, heartbroken, stayed behind, pouring her love into her community, eventually opening her dress shop. The diary ended with a letter, slipped between the pages, written years later, James, I never stopped loving you. Our love was dirty only to those who couldn't see its light. Clara learned from town records that James had moved to Chicago, married, and died in 1990. Evelyn never married but lived a full life, her shop a beacon of hope until her death in 2018. Clara closed the diary, her heart heavy but alive. Evelyn's story showed her that love, even when it fails, can leave a legacy. Clara faced her own resolution. She forgave Ryan, not for him, but for herself, releasing the weight of her anger. She decided to stay in Ohio, transforming the farmhouse into an art studio, where she'd teach local kids to create through pain. Her first project was a mural of an oak tree, its roots deep, its branches free, honoring Evelyn and James. The story's pace had carried Clara, and would carry listeners, through a 30-minute journey of heartbreak, hope, and healing. For an American YouTube audience, the tale's emotional depth, rooted in universal themes of love and resilience, would resonate. Clara's modern struggles mirrored Evelyn's historic ones, bridging generations, showing that pain is timeless but so is strength. The diary, once dirty with mud, became a symbol of love's enduring light. As Clara stood in the attic, diary in hand, she whispered, "Thank you, Grandma." The inspiring message was clear: love, even when it hurts, is never wasted. It carves paths through the darkest woods, leaving initials in the trees for others to find. Clara's art, her life, and her heart were proof: dirty love could still shine.